Hi, everybody. Nancy A. here from Professional Movement Solutions. So glad you're here and welcome to members of the Living Well Academy. What I want to do today is by demand. I've been asked about ankle strengthening. What can I do to help strengthen my ankles? And that's what this video is about today. And it's something that you can do easily in your home with just a few modifications in terms of chairs and tables and a band, a stretchy band we'll use as well. But ankle strengthening is so important for functional activities. And by that, I mean everyday activities, walking being probably the most important one, right? When we have ankle stability, we can walk with a more normal gait. And also we can engage and handle some of the more challenging terrain, inclines, declines, even uneven ground. With a stronger ankle, we are able to handle those things with greater ease and safety. So I want to go today and show you some ways that we can do some ankle strengthening. And so when we look at the ankle, right? So our ankle, right there, we've got 4 different directions I'm going to focus on today. One is pointing your foot. The other is bringing your forefoot up or your toes up, right? So down and then up. Also, we want to work on what we call inversion, bringing your foot towards the other foot, and then eversion, which is going out the other direction. You'll notice I have more motion turning my foot in than I do out. That is pretty normal for most individuals, absent of any injury or other conditions that may change that. Okay, so we're going to work all those 4 directions today in some different ways. These are basic kinds of exercises, again, that can be done easily in your own home. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by showing you a heel raises. Heel raises done with both legs. And so here, what we're going to do, if you need a touchdown surface for balance, please do. I want you to get the benefit of the strengthening. That is the point of these videos. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise both heels up and then come back down. And then we raise up and then back down. And then we repeat, like strengthening exercises. We may do a set of 10 at a time and slowly work our way up to 30 as you're able, okay? And you might say, well, geez, that's kind of easy. You're not doing anything against any kind of resistance, but you are, because you're using your body weight as resistance and gravity coming down from the sky. So we're lifting body weight against gravity, okay? And that's the challenge. And that's the strengthening part for our calves, the back of our lower leg. All right. As we're standing, we can also do toe raises, raising our 4 feet off the floor. This one's a little bit harder, so I do suggest for sure holding on, but that's just bringing feet up. You'll notice I tip my hips back, my shoulders come forward a little bit, and that's just to balance everything out. And that's fine to do, right? So we want those 4 feet up in the air. And again, we can repeat that, right? And repeat. Again, we're raising against gravity here, okay? And there's other ways to do this. This is really more of an intro than anything else, okay? So we've already got 2 out of the 4. We've done our heel raises, we've done our toe raises, and what we're going to do now, I'm going to lower the camera a little bit. I have a band, a light resistance band affixed and tied around a table leg. So I know this table won't move. Raise up just a little bit so you can see me. The table won't move, obviously, okay? So now we can use this band as resistance for our inversion and eversion motions at our ankle. So if we start with inversion, I'll use my left foot here, and I'm just going to adjust my chair so that I have my foot in line with my knee, in line with my hip, etc. Okay. And what I'm going to do with my foot is simply turn my foot in against the resistance of the band and then release it to that starting position. So it's a turn in against the resistance and back. A flat band works really good because it won't roll, up and down your foot. It will pretty much stay put rather. What I do want to warn you about though is sometimes the hip likes to help. And if you see this, I don't know if you notice my knee turning in, you want to try to avoid that, because what has happened now is the ankle really doesn't have to do too much at all. The hip is chiming in to help. So we want to keep that hip stable. Sometimes I'll put just a finger here to monitor, or I can look at it and make sure that it's not going to move on me, right? We want to keep it centered, keep the knee centered as we do that motion. Okay. If you might be doing a band and it's pretty light resistance, simple enough. Just slide that chair out, bring that foot width, and then you've got a little bit more resistance. You want to be able to work a full range of motion with resistance, so don't make it too hard that you can't do that. But that's how that goes. Okay. So as I'm facing this direction, I can do inversion here with the near leg, and now I can also do eversion with the other. So here, I'm going to put this now on the outer part of my other foot. Again, as flat as I can get it to keep it stationary. My heel's on the floor, my forefoot is off. I'm trying to get my foot in line with my knee, in line with my hip. And now that foot is just going to go out. Oops, see that knee? It's going to go out. Again, I don't have a lot of motion. So sometimes, right, we think, well, that's too small. It needs to be bigger. Well, no, we want to really isolate the ankle and its motion. So we just, little concentration there. But there's your eversion now going out the other way, away from the other leg. Right? So eversion. Again, you can work up to a set of 10, then increase your repetitions up to 30, I would say. And if those get easy, if you can do 30 of something consecutively and it's quite easy, then you can add resistance to it. That might mean getting farther away from the source where it's attached to, or another band that has more resistance to it. Okay. So with this on the table leg, again, now it's easy. I can just switch legs and I can get the other angles that I need to do. So now what I can do, let me go ahead. I'll just quickly go through this. You can now work inversion with the near leg, with the near foot, right? And adjust my chair accordingly. So you saw how I lined up there, right? And then here, it's going to come in and out. So that's inversion now for my right leg. Trying to keep that knee still. I'm keeping an eye on it. Right? So again, work the same repetitions like we just talked about. And then the other foot for eversion. Again, not a lot of motion with this. You can always adjust that chair. Certainly be on a chair without wheels. I think that goes without saying, but I think it's important to mention, right? So we've got our lineup with the foot, the knee, and the hip, and then we're going to go out, back in, out, and back in. Again, trying to make sure that that knee stays centered, because I don't want the hip contributing here. This is for the ankle and back. Okay. So very good. So those are the 4 angles with just a chair, a resistance band. Again, that's a light resistance band. I would start light and work your way up, and really focus on the form. Focus on making sure that not other parts of your body are trying to contribute to this, and make it easier on the ankle. Okay. I think that's it. So let me know if you have any questions. All right. I'm here for you, and keep moving.